All right, so back to the school. Let me fix this camera here. There we go. If you can see the picture in the background. In the red sweater, that's my brother. And in that suit there to the left, well, my left, it's me. Those are school pictures from Mountain Mission School. So, when we were young. All right, so back to the story time. So, we ended up, where was I? Let's see. I was back, fourth floor. Oh, disciplinary. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you know, one of the things they will do to discipline you, there we go, to discipline you, excuse me, to discipline you is that they also would have you stand up against the wall. So like if it'll be bedtime and you start acting up, you know, you'll be talking or you'll be whatever you're doing, playing around, whatever. In our rooms we had bunk beds. We had 2 bunk beds on one side and then the other, and they were like our roommates. And you know, if you start, you know, making noise and you wouldn't go to sleep, and the teacher will walk around, make their rounds like from one side to the next side, and they'll walk, and if they hear you like talking or giggling or whatever, acting up, they'll pull you out of the room and they'll have you stand on the wall. Meaning standing on the wall, meaning your face will be up against the wall like this. So they have you put your nose up against the wall. So they will have you stand there. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like hours. You know, again, as a kid, you know, it seemed hours. Probably it was like an hour or hour and a half. But, man, and the whole floor was dark. I mean, it was dark. I mean, you could barely see yourself. So they'll have you, sometimes they'll have like 4 or 5 kids up against the wall with their nose touching the wall. And the teacher will, you know, check, make sure you're standing there quietly, still, with your nose on the wall. And that was one way they would discipline us. And you'll get tired. I mean, you get tired just standing there. I mean, your legs start shaking, you know, because standing on one place for so long, I don't know, maybe I could calculate maybe like an hour, maybe. But as a kid, you know, it was like a couple hours, maybe all night. And you will be shaking, you'll be so tired. But eventually the teacher will let you go back to bed. By the time you go back to bed, you're just like, you'll hit the bed, boom, you'll be knocked out. You'll be knocked out. So we'll be up at a certain time. Everything was like certain time to get up, certain time to eat. You know, we all get dressed, go to school, go to the cafeteria room. We'll have lunch, dinner. There'll be like a courtyard with a basketball court. For the smaller kids, they will have like, you know, seesaws and stuff like that. And we'll have a certain time we'll have to go back into the dorms. You know, sometimes they allow the older kids to stay out a little later. For us younger kids, we'll go walk back. Let me get back to Christmas time. Now, Christmas time. Wow. All right. Christmas time. Wow. So back to that, some parents will leave their kids there. I mean, they would just be babies. I think I have school yearbooks. Yeah, I have like 3 school yearbooks. And in the yearbooks, you will see everybody would take, you know, there will be pictures like high school yearbooks like that. So they would take a family picture with your brothers, your sisters, and then they will take you individually. And in those pictures, like when they start with like the babies that are in the school, there'll be like I think there'll be a nursery, I think, because they would take pictures of the babies. So they have the pictures of babies just like a class. So then they have the younger kids, and they'll go, you know, older, you know, just like that. And to see that some parents left their kids there, I mean, I believe they left them there. They grew up there, you know, and the school took them in. You know, they took as much kids as they could, you know, to accommodate the school, you know, to the space they had. Um, they also grew through the years, you know. They expanded, they remodeled, and everything. But back to Christmas. So Christmas time, wow, everybody will be happy about Christmas time because this school also will accept donations from people from maybe all over the world. I want to say states. Let's say states. So they'll take donations and they'll see that, you know, these kids are going to the school that, you know, I don't want to say they will say stories like they were abandoned, like, you know, they don't have parents, you know. But I mean, the gifts were like crazy. We would get together in the cafeteria room on Christmas Day, like Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. I think it was Christmas. Okay, Christmas time. All right, and everybody will have, no, they will have the gifts in the this center stage in the cafeteria because everybody will gather up in that cafeteria. Pretty much everybody fit in the cafeteria, and they would gather all the gifts in this section of the cafeteria where the podium is, and it was like a little stage. I want to say like a little stage area, and it was like they had the Christmas tree, the gifts, and they start, you know, announcing, you know, the gifts for you know, if I'm not forgetting, if I'm not mistaken, they'll call out your name, they'll give you the gift. But by the time they finished, it was until nighttime. By the time they'll be giving your gifts and everything, or were they giving your gifts in your dormitory? It's been so long. It's been so long. Okay, so you gather all these gifts. It'll be like gifts like bikes, shoes, socks, all types, even cash, crayons, you know, all types of things. Yeah, you can think of hats, and you will get a lot. I mean, these gifts were like, I want to say like 15, 20 gifts. Let's say 15 gifts. But maybe because I was a kid, it seemed like, wow, I got so many gifts here, you know. And we were all happy. We were happy because, you know, we felt like, you know, somebody cared about us, you know. We got all these gifts, you know. And some of the gifts we got from people, well, most of the gifts we received were people we didn't know. You know, again, they were giving donations. They were giving out gifts to people, you know, all the kids on the school. I mean, everybody had like an equal amount, you know, and some they will put money into, you know, the envelopes, you know, and then after we open up all the gifts, you know, we take them all back to our dormitory, and when that Christmas was over, we would have to write thank you notes to all the people that sent, because when they were giving the gift, they'll put like their name and address, and we will have to write a thank you note. I remember we were writing all these thank you notes, you know, all over the states, thanking, you know, for our gifts that we received. So I remember one of those memories. And also from leaving from the school, I'm gonna speed it up a little. So I ended up leaving the school at the age of 12. I remember telling my mom, we'll have communications with our parents. They will call the school, leave a message, or we could be able at a certain time call the, you know, our parents. And I remember crying to my mom, mom, take me home, take me home. And my mom always will promise me. She would say, I will take you home. I will. Just be patient, you know. I'm trying to buy a house. And if people know me, they know how I love my mom. I adore my mom. She has done so much for me and my brother. She used to tell me, I'm trying to buy a house. I'm trying to buy a house. Now the phone's ringing, but all right. So I'm trying to buy the house. I'm trying to buy a house. And she was, you know, I hope my mom, you know, doesn't get upset with me. Share her business here. So I mean, she was cleaning houses. I mean, a typical Hispanic hardworking lady. She would be cleaning house and doing these odd jobs, just gathering all this money, just so she could, at that time, I want to say early '90s, gather up so she could buy her own home. And she ended up buying a home in Rockville. But she would tell us, just be patient, be patient. I would cry to my mom, Mom, take me home, because I was homesick, you know. I wanted to go home, you know. And at the age of 12, I ended up leaving the school. You know, so we came to the public schools. But the public schools, that'll be for another time, you know. I just wanted to share with everyone the private school I went to. So, and my brother now, we have this discussion, me and my brother, at times, you know, and he says, man, thank God we went to that school, you know, because I don't want to get into the politics, but my brothers are right, you know. And let's say he's a Republican. All right, I'm not into politics, so I don't even want to go into that, but you know, that's my brother. I love him dearly, you know. But that's his, you know, his belief, you know. So you know, and he just, you know, remembers all the good memories, you know. We had some rough ones, but you know, all in all, he's very thankful that we went to that school, because that school, you know, was designed to give you morals, to respect your parents, to be grateful, thankful, you know. It was like I would say like a Catholic school now, like these boarding schools, Christian, Catholic, you know, they have some type of guidelines, you know. They'll be a little bit more strict with you, you know. Not like the private schools, you know, public schools. I mean, you know, this is totally different. So, you know, and when I look back now, I'm like, wow, you know, my life changed completely. That's for another time also, you know, completely. But you know, as I'm older now, you know, I'm maybe it was a good decision my mom did make to send it to that school, you know. As I'm older, I stop and realize, you know, because you know, she could not take care of us, you know, because she was always working. And so in her mind, she said the best thing what I could do is put my kids in a private school so they be taken care of while she's working. And she worked for many years, and she worked all those years, and then she took us out of the school. So you know, we weren't there. We were a part of our childhood. We were there. So from the age of 6 and 12, for me, it's the age of 6 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. So it was an experience that I experienced at a young age, you know. But when I look back, I think it did very well. It did good, you know, because in a way, is the way I think now, and I look back how we were raised in that school. It did good. It did good because I try to do right. I believe in a God, yes, but I try to, do right. You know, maybe I should live my life a little bit more, But it did good. It did good. So that was my story from my childhood when I went to a private school. All right, guys. See you next time.